All right, so today we're going to talk a little about how to help our teams focus a little more in the way of learning and improvement, even in the midst of 6-on-6 competition. That's not an easy thing to do. There are different parts of practice that you all probably run, and maybe some parts of practice are more focused on individual skills, things that don't involve 6-on-6 volleyball. But ultimately, we're trying to help people apply those skills and apply that learning and that improvement to the actual game of 6-on-6 volleyball. So we're trying to foster a bit of extra focus, even in the midst of competition, on some things we might have worked on earlier in the practice, earlier in the week, earlier in the season. And another thing we would do, I would just say, is that sometimes when we're playing some kind of 6-on-6 activity in the course of practice, it's easy to forget what we were working on earlier that day individually. Maybe we were working on coverage, maybe we were working on hitting line, things like that. So we're trying to make it a little easier for our people to both compete and remember a little the focus we're working on for that day. All right, so we're going to get into it with 5 different basic activities, ideas for you to apply to your own team and your own gym. First, I want to introduce 2 of my favorite people, Luca Slabe, who will be our assistant with the men's team coming up. Luca, yep, in the red shirt. And another of my favorite people, Tama Miyashiro, our great assistant for the last number of years with the USA Women. Now Tama's going to be coaching in Love with the Salt Lake City franchise. Really excited for her as they get their first season going. So they will be our assistants. We have 5 different types of activity. Really, it's a game, and then it has a component that affects the scoreboard, or a game within a game, or a second scoreboard. One is simply a bonus. So we're going to start a game at 15 all, and if they accomplish the bonus, it adds a point to the score. That's the first one we'll do. A second one is the opposite of that. It would be some kind of a penalty where our team could lose a point. We use both, although probably more the bonus and the positive reinforcement. Now we go to the second form of competition. The first we would call bonus activities, and you can bonus lots of different things in that. There's a zillion things we could do. We chose coverage. But this time, we're going to focus on some defensive discipline. And just side note, last year, working on my court session, the court was blue, and I brought blue tape. That didn't work very well. So in my debrief, after the session, to try to be better next year, right now, I wrote a note to myself, bring red tape. That didn't work out so well, so now I know to bring red and blue tape. So thank you, Luca. Luca put out some blue tape, and so now we want people to be really disciplined in their spots. Tama, you're going to watch this team. Luca's going to watch that team, and we're going to start on those spots. Something like that, something like this. If I leave these spots, it is a penalty point. We go down 1. And otherwise, we play on. So instead of a bonus, it's a penalty point. It doesn't have to be discipline on defense. It can be a zillion different things. And I will say, it takes the kind of group. Most of the groups I've worked with work better with bonuses than with penalties, but there's also something to avoid losing a point for your team. All right, it's 15 all. Luca, you got the best whistle of all. Here we go. Tama, you're watching our defensive discipline here. Nice. Okay, good. We won the point. We go again. How did they do, Tama? Nice discipline. I saw some attentiveness to that. And a little more engagement or focus on, the slip. So if we've been working on that, thank you, earlier in our season or our week or even in the practice, this is a way to help people stay a little more engaged. Watch over there. Yep. Luca, how'd we do over there on that first play? Nice, good. We got some good discipline going on both sides. Luca's giving him a little coaching there about how to stay in a spot. How to stay in a spot and then just turn and face the next actor. If it goes over a certain spot, I can be disciplined, but then face the person who's going to next move the ball. We'll watch the far side, see their discipline. Luca says good, no points lost yet. Tama's going to keep an eye on this side. Still 1 point for each rally. Yes, thank you. We did all right, Tama? Nice. I even see some people like making sure I'm in my spot, whatever that spot might be in your system. Nice serve. Oh, wow. Flat and clean. Hitting a seam. Tama, how'd we do? Okay. Teams are staying a little more aware. And that's what we're trying to do, is just foster a little more sense of awareness and focus. Nice hustle. Woo! Okay. Nice work in transition in the middle there. Well done. Okay, we subtracted 1 point here. Tama caught us a little slow on our defensive discipline. Yep, we keep going. Yep. All right, I'm going to make this game to 23, win by 1. 23. Nice. We need the cover bonus now. Oh, nice. Nice work, ladies. And we have game point here. And that's game. Ladies, please get a quick hydrate before we get on to our next one. They're working hard or playing hard. Okay, so those are the first two. Bonus, lots of things you could do. Line kill, hit a seam, ace, avoid aces, cover kill. There are as many things that as you might want your team to focus on. Those can be things that might be subject to a bonus or to a penalty.